Hello, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime, where I like to tell the stories of the real cucuys and lloronas of the world. We are at Brian Egg Part 2. As a reminder, topics may be triggering. Viewer and listener discretion is very strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. After neighbors hounded the cops for a welfare check for Brian, they finally conceded in July of 2018. Officers did not locate Brian, but did find evidence including cleaning products and suspicious odors in the residence. Neighbors also reported that people who were seemingly living at Brian's place rent-free started frantically cleaning after police did the welfare check in July of 2018. Witnesses called 911 after they saw a truck from a crime scene cleaning service outside of Brian's home. Authorities questioned the man who hired the crew and the people utilizing the truck. On August 7th of 2018, Brian's sister officially reported him missing. And like I said, neighbors grew even more concerned, troubled, and sure, they would probably end up on a true crime documentary, or should I say podcast, in August of 2018 when they saw a stranger at Brian's house. The man was washing down the floors with soapy water, so much soap and water that it streamed into the street with an overpowering smell of bleach. The very next day, a white van pulled up to Brian's house that was a professional biohazard cleaning crew. Can you even imagine? This was pre-COVID, people with hazmats, gloves, all the things. Cleaning a missing man's house left the neighbors forever haunted by this thing that can only be described as surreal. And officers did respond to the scene twice, and after receiving no response from Brian, they obtained a legal warrant to enter his home. And I don't think the most seasoned cops could have ever been prepared for what they found. It was so horrible, it almost sounds unreal, and it sounds like it could make the eeriest of Twilight Zone episodes. On August 14th of 2018, the headless and handless torso of 65-year-old Brian Egg was found inside a fish tank under the staircase of his San Francisco home. Normally, a fish tank is found in a living room, hallway, but this fish tank that contained Brian's very badly decomposed remains was, quote, hidden in a small room with its door concealed behind a picture. Brian's body had been plunged in chemicals and pressed down by a carpet. Authorities also found empty bottles of the drain unclogging brand of Drano and an iron sawhorse. When Brian's body was found, the state of decomposition was so advanced that not even the biological gender of the corpse was able to be determined. The medical examiner used DNA evidence from Brian's family to establish without a shadow of a doubt that the body indeed belonged to him. The autopsy report said that this homicide's cause of death was blunt force trauma. The DNA analysis confirmed that the body did in fact belong to Brian Egg. The medical examiner reported that Brian had been decapitated and both hands were not with his remains in the tank. His legs were also severed, but his feet were found inside the tank with socks on. I swear you cannot make this shit up. the medical examiner's office determined that Brian had died of, quote, unspecified homicidal violence with blunt force trauma. Assistant medical examiner Dr. Amy Hart, quote, determined that someone killed Brian before the effort to hide his body, unquote. The toxicology report also found no drugs in Brian's system whatsoever, meaning this could not have been a drug overdose. This was absolutely a homicide. As horrific as it may sound, but the fact of dismembering or disposing of a body alone does not necessarily mean that that person was murdered by that person. It took 8 months of investigations, and finally, in May of 2019, the medical examiner's findings were released to the public that Brian Egg's murder was officially ruled as a homicide.